Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal have made a £60 million bid for Ollie Watkins as per Fabrizio Romano. Aston Villa are saying they are not ready to sell right about now, but talks are ongoing between Arsenal and Aston Villa, and also Aston Villa are looking to keep John Duran as their long-term striker. So Ollie Watkins at 29, should Arsenal raise their offer, there's a big possibility that we might sign him in January. Arsenal are working on something. The journalists just didn't know who it was, but they were sure Arsenal were really cooking on a striker this January. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Let's dive into Ollie Watkins. What does he bring to Arsenal? Should Arsenal pay over 60 million for a 29-year-old striker? And also, I want your thoughts and opinions in the comment box below. Is Ollie Watkins the striker you need? Is Ollie Watkins the striker you want? Is he better than Shesko? Is he better than Gyökeres? Is he better than Matthias Cunha and all the players that we've been linked with before? Are you happy with Ollie Watkins? If Watkins ends up at Arsenal, if he ends up as the striker that we sign, are you happy with him? Let me know in the comment box below. So it's a big breaking story from Fabrizio Romano. Arsenal made a £60 million proposal to Aston Villa to sign their striker Ollie Watkins. Now we understand that Villa have rejected the bid because they're not happy with the timing of the proposal, and that's very key when it comes to this deal. Villa are not happy with the timing of the proposal because they have a very important and crucial game today on Wednesday, the last game of the UEFA Champions League. That is the game that will either qualify them automatically as part of the eight, or they'll have to play another bunch of games to qualify for the round of 16. So it's a very crucial game, and Aston Villa are not happy with Arsenal going out there and just making a bid on the eve of such a very big game. So let's talk about it. Fabrizio, thank you so much. You can check out his page on Twitter. You can also check my page on Twitter. I've retweeted and I've said something about that deal. But where I want us to start is good work. Very good work. Without a sporting director, Mikel Arteta is working with an interim sporting director that we have right now at Arsenal to try and make something happen. Now, obviously, there's a lot of frustration from us, the fans, and the whole footballing world as well. Us have been very slow when it comes to trying to sign a striker. If you wanted to sign Ollie Watkins, why didn't we see a bid earlier on in the market? Why didn't we see you trying to get the deal done a little bit quickly, just like City did with Olma Mamouche? But that doesn't really make any sense, and it doesn't really make it doesn't make up any ground. What we are talking about right now and what matters is Arsenal have finally made that move. So can we get Ollie Watkins? Let's start there, right? Can we make the deal possible? Is it possible? Now, according to Fabrizio, he says Villa see John Duran as their long-term striker. They have two very good strikers. And I also remember that the Athletic said that Aston Villa have a couple of attackers and they wouldn't really have a problem letting one of them go. I also remember that the Athletic, through David Onstein, said that Joao Felix is a player they are looking at really well. So if you have John Duran and you have Ollie Watkins and you also have the Jamaican, right, Bailey, I kind of feel like you've got enough numbers up front. Right? So you either want Joao Felix because you're open to letting one of those attackers go, or you either want Joao Felix because you think one of those players is actually gonna go. And I think Arsenal are in a very good position to do the Ollie Watkins deal. Fabrizio says that Duran is gonna be the long term at Aston Villa, but then he also says that Villa have rejected the bid because they're not happy with the timing of the proposal. Listen. He has not said that Villa don't want to sell. He has not said that Watkins is untouchable, right? Because Fabrizio, we know he's reporting if a player is untouchable to a project or to a manager or a club, he always says they don't consider selling him, they consider him untouchable. But this is not the case. Villa have given us a reason that the timing of the bid is not right. So does that mean that if Villa go through and they win the game and they're happy, does that mean that if Arsenal go back with another bid, we can actually have it accepted? Now, I don't know, but that is what is going on. That is what we know, that Villa have told Arsenal it is not the right time to make such a bid because Watkins is such an important player for us and we have an important game. So probably come back later when all this pressure and rush has actually gone down. Let's talk about Watkins to Arsenal, because we have to compare him to the players we have, and we have to compare him to the players that we have initially been linked with and see if he's better. Because this is the truth. If you sign Ollie Watkins at 29, that is experience, for 60 million, that is value and really expensive, I don't think you're gonna sign Isak. I don't think you're gonna sign Šeško, because we already have Kai Havertz costing 65 million. We are looking for a player that can provide competition to Kai Havertz, compete with him, but also provide cover. Perfect. Absolutely perfect role for for Ollie Watkins. The same way, I'm not saying Kai will be the main striker, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, if you bring in a 29-year-old, the way we did with Leandro Trossard, he can end up starting games for a whole season, even two. But in the end, the younger striker, the younger player, always has a longer future at the club. So for me, Watkins at 29, costing 60 million and above, he's coming in to be the main guy. He's coming in to be the main striker, and I think it just brings out what The Athletic and David Ornstein have been saying. Mikel doesn't want to sign a player that is a quick fix. He wants to sign a long-term target, a long-term, option. Someone that the club feel we wanted him before, and if we got him now, he's actually going to work for us for a longer period of time, right? So if you look at that list that we talked about in the summer, there was Isak, there was Vlahovic, there was Gyökeres, there was Šeško, there was Ollie Watkins, there was Bryan Mbeumo and a couple of other players. So I think Arsenal have just gone, Isak is not available, Šeško is not available, who is the next on the list? And they've said, shoot, Watkins. If we made a 60 million cheeky bid to Villa, will Villa accept? And Villa have just said, well, it's not bad money, but we have to wait and see. Now, there's a problem with this deal still. Aston Villa are also in talks with a Saudi Arabian club, that is Al Nassr, for John Duran. Now, John Duran and Victor Boniface are both wanted by Al Nassr, but they're going to get one. Al Nassr are saying the price for John Duran is very expensive. 85 million. That is too much. That is too expensive. We can't afford it, right? And that's why they're going for Victor Boniface. Boniface wants to go to Saudi Arabia, and the price could be a little bit more favorable. And I'm okay with that. If Boniface goes to Saudi Arabia, John Duran stays at Aston Villa, Villa might actually be tempted to get a very good offer for Ollie Watkins and actually accept it. So what does he bring at Arsenal, and what would be his impact? Let's get into Watkins at Arsenal. Does he fit in? He is the striker that we have not had since Eduardo, since Adebayo, since those days of the great strikers, since Robin van Persie. I think the last striker I can point to, yes, there was Lacazette and there was Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and we've got to give them enough respect. But for me, if you ask me, who is the last striker you really recognize at Arsenal? I'm going to say Robin van Persie. And I think Ollie Watkins can replicate a Robin van Persie at Arsenal. He can score crucial goals. He can score difficult goals. He can score easy goals. He can score normal goals. He can score poacher goals, number 9 goals. And he's just the center forward. Now, listen to his numbers. Last season, 19 Premier League goals. This season, 10 already, and we are halfway the season. Like, he's already scored 10 and assisted 5. That is 15 goal involvements in a season, by the way, where Ollie Watkins is not at his peak. Like, he's not really doing well. He's missing a lot of chances. If you look at that Arsenal game first leg, missed a couple of chances. He's been missing a couple of chances, and John Duran has been shining because he's been coming on and winning Villa games in games where Watkins has been really missing a lot of chances, right? But he's already scored 10 and assisted 5 times. Last season, it was crazy. He scored 19. The season before that, he had scored 11. So this guy, in the past 4 years, including this one, has already managed to put himself as one of the strikers that are managing double figures, right, per season in the Premier League. That is crucial. 11, 15, 19, and now 10. That is very crucial, because what are we looking for? We're looking for a guy that can literally carry that the cross of goal scarcity and solve it and forgive our sins. I think that could be Ollie Watkins, with all due respect. So for me, his numbers are justifiable. He's a player that has played in the Premier League, doesn't need to adapt, right? Doesn't need to adapt to the Premier League. He's a player that has played at the topmost level, high intensities, played in the UEFA Champions League this campaign, guys. Like, it's amazing. It's really, really amazing. And again, what I want to say about him is that goal that he scored against Arsenal. You better become an Arsenal player, man, because I'm going to hate you for the rest of my life. It took away our win. It was a beautiful goal. It was you can't hate the goal. You've got to hate the scorer. It was a beautiful goal, and I think that's what Arsenal don't have. That goal really clarifies why Arsenal need Ollie Watkins. Like, that guy that just is aware of where a number 9 should be and what a number 9 should do. Now, at 29, is 60 million too much? Not at all. For me, even 70, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with 70 million for Ollie Watkins. 29 for a striker these days, a guy that doesn't pick up so many injuries like Ollie Watkins, he's going to play until 35. So 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. He's got 5 more years at the top level. Actually, about 6 more years at the top level. We've seen Benzema, we've seen Lewandowski. I think these guys are so good at taking care of themselves, the likes of Harry Kane, that it no longer matters how old he is. Just get 70 million, invest in that kind of striker, and goals are gonna come. And I also think why Aston need to pay 70 and above million for Ollie Watkins, if that's what it's gonna take, is because Watkins as a player is not coming to give you boost to your young project. He's coming to make you win. And how long do you need to win? 3, 4, 5 years, right? If in the next 5 years with Ollie Watkins, Arsenal win the Premier League maybe once, Champions League once, FA Cup once, and Carabao Cup once, those are 4 trophies. Hell, you've done your job. Move on. Let's go and get another.